Mitch's music. This morning we are going to do Sweet Home Alabama. And this is going along with my songs in the key of G. And this is using the chords D, C, and G. And this one uses, in particular, if you watch my original G video, this one uses that C that is a little bit easier to play, doesn't quite stretch your fingers as much. And one of the things I love about this song is that for a beginner, this song can grow with you. There's a lot of guitar parts going on, and so you can start with one guitar part that's really accessible for you at the time. Then you can expand it to trying other parts. And I'm going to show you a couple of the different options you have. Now, if you want a breakdown of the riffs and things like that, I've done videos on that in the past. I'll link them up below. But I kind of thought that I wanted to redo Sweet Home and sort of have a fresh take that those older videos didn't have. So if you want just the general idea, those are great for you. This one is going to show you a couple of ways to get started, and it's going to show you some easy ways to expand. And I'll talk about a couple of the parts that are kind of going on throughout the song. So, like I said, the song itself is just D. So it's just a standard D chord. And if you don't know what that is yet, and this is the first time you're picking up a guitar, that second fret on G with your first finger, second fret on high E with your second finger, and third fret on B with your third finger, and you play the bottom four strings. Then with this C, I'm going to leave my third finger right there. So this is one of the great things about this is you don't have to move this finger at all as you're changing through these chords. So this one is going to stay here, and it's going to help you change, because as you're moving, don't think about this finger. All you got to worry about after this really is moving these two and adding your pinky. So right here, when I'm going to this C chord, I'm going to put my first finger on the D string. I'm going to put my second on the D string on the second fret. I'm going to put my second finger on the A string on the third fret, and then I'm going to put my pinky on the high E string on this fret. And you don't even really need the pinky, but it does kind of smooth out the chord. So I like to talk about what notes we're actually playing. So if you don't use the pinky, what you're playing is C, E, G, D, and then you're just adding another E on top. So when you're playing this for Sweet Home, that would be a great chord for another song. But when you're playing this with Sweet Home, I feel like it makes that chord stand out a little too much. And when you put your pinky down, it changes that E to a G, and it kind of smooths the chord out so that it doesn't stand out quite as much. Because the reason that it stands out much more when you lift your pinky is you've got this D and E clashing, and it sounds really cool, but maybe not for this song. So if you can put your pinky there, put your pinky there. And then when you move to G, all you've got to do is just lift these two fingers up and move forward. So to look at the motion again, D, C, G. So it's not a lot of moving going on, and there are several songs out there like this. I'll try to point them out as I post them up, and like I have said in my previous videos, one of the main things I'm working on right now in my website is getting all of these YouTube songs up there so that you can see them. You can see the tab below. And also, I'm working on making it searchable so that you can just go in, type in key of G, and you can find the songs that are in the key of G. And the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add to every page a way that you can transpose into your favorite key and just show you how to do that on each page. So it's a work in progress, and I hope to have that up soon. But let's get back to the song. So when you're changing those chords, so you could just start out by just strumming those chords with the bottom 4 strings on D, the bottom 5 strings on C, and the bottom 6 strings on G. So you just got now one thing that so if you want to start there, that's a great place to start. One thing that's great about Sweet Home, though, is that with its standard riff, it's bringing out these root notes. And so one thing that you can do, and what it will help you with, is your pick accuracy. So when we're playing these chords, we don't necessarily want to play all the strings at one time. So if I played this song with all the strings at once, it gets better as we go because those notes are actually in the chord at the end. But we don't really want to play all of the strings at once. We want to play the bottom 4 for D, we want to play the bottom 5 for C, and we want to play all 6 for G. And that's kind of what we're going for. So one way that you can do it is you can play the D string 2 times. So just play the root note of each chord 2 times and then strum. So like this. And then do the same with C. So the root note is just this. Here's the C. And then G. So again, D. And like I said, that's going to help you with your pick accuracy. So as you're playing, you'll notice that when you go to other songs, your pick will just start to naturally, your muscle memory will take over, and it'll just start to naturally go to those spots if you work on finding those strings and picking them out like that. So once again, just D, play, C, G. And I don't think I said this, but the chords change a little bit, but it's only briefly. So this is basically the chords for the whole song. So you can even during those parts where the chords slightly change, you can just keep playing this pattern and it will fit in fine. So if you're past that point and you want to get more to the original riff, then we just start picking those strings. So all we're going to do for each one is we're going to play the D twice like we've already done. So if you've got this, then all we got to do now is just play those same things. Instead of strumming this time, we're going to pick the G, the B string and the G string like this. And then do the same thing with C. And then with G, we're going to strum just like we did before. So. And then, like I said, you can watch that other video for the other part, and you can get the tab there and all of that stuff. But for this one, I'm just working on those chords. So let me show you that again. You just got D, G, B, G, and really work on making sure you're keeping those fingers there. That's gonna help you change much faster with this song. And then later on, there are all of these other parts going on in the background, and that was sort of one of them, but there's so much more you can do with just these three chords and this song. So there's like three or four guitar parts in the recording going on at one time, and you can hear just how it kind of layers on top of each other. So you can start with this basic background that I gave you today, and you can build from there. And if you're interested in those actual tabs for this extra part, then I'll link that up below and check that out a little bit later. I've done some videos on those before. I hope this helped you out, guys. And tomorrow I'm going to do a brand new song that is actually in another key. But one of the things I wanted to do this week with the key of G is to show you a couple of ways to transpose a song to actually play it in the key of G, if that helps you out. And so tomorrow, the song that we're going to look at is in the key of F sharp or G flat. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tune down and play it in G, and I'm going to show you how to play through that song. So stay tuned for that one tomorrow, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or requests of a song that you'd like me to do a little bit later, leave those in the comments below, and I promise you I'll get to it. I do requests all the time. So click that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.